You all,
Yes, ma'am.
good evening, namaste, and a very warm welcome to all distinguished scientists, academicians, researchers, students, agri entrepreneurs, progressive farmers, and participants joining us from different parts of India and around the world. I am Shelly, and I have the privilege of serving as the event coordinator and host for today's session. On behalf of Uday Bharat e-magazine, EcoFast Agri Solution, and our esteemed collaborators, knowledge partners, I extend a heartfelt welcome to each one of you. Today 5 of International Krishi Manthan 2026, 30 days summer nurture training program. International Krishi Manthan is a platform dedicated to connecting scientific knowledge, innovation, extension services, and practical farming solutions for sustainable agricultural development. Over the past 4 days, we have explored diverse dimensions of agriculture, horticulture, sustainability, innovation, and rural development. Today, we continue this journey with two eminent experts whose work has significantly contributed to, to the agriculture and horticultural development. As this is an interactive virtual session, we encourage all the participants to actively engage through the chat box. Kindly share your questions and reflections during the lectures. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's session. We are honored to have with us Dr. Sudhanandan Prasad Lal, Officer in Charge, Agricultural Technology Information Center, ATIC, Director of Extension Education and Assistant Professor cum Scientist of Dr. Rajendra Prasad Central Agricultural University, Pusa, Bihar. Dr. Lal is an accomplished agricultural extension education specialist whose academic journey reflects excellence at every stage. He is a Chancellor's Gold Medalist in BSc Agriculture, a Merit Certificate recipient during his master's studies at ICR India Karnal, and was awarded the prestigious Director's Gold Medal for Best PhD Thesis in Agricultural Extension Education. His contribution to research, extension, and knowledge disseminations are remarkable, with more than 100 research articles, several policy papers, books, book chapters, popular articles, and patent to his credit. His work has received recognition from reputed national international organizations, including Elsevier Research Academy, FAO, USDA, DRDO, and IIT Delhi. Before inviting Sir, I would like to share a brief personal note. As an alumnus of Dr. Rajendra Prasad Central Agricultural University, Pusa, where I have completed both my undergraduate and postgraduate studies, it is truly a matter of pride and privilege for me to welcome a distinguished faculty member of my alma mater to this platform. Sir, we are delighted to have you with us today and are grateful for your valuable time and presence at International Krishi Manthan 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm virtual welcome to Dr. Sudhanandan Prasad Lal. Sir, the platform is now yours.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am, for such a nice introduction. And I am obliged and privileged to be here on the behalf of our Director Extension, who is Dr. Ratnesh Kumar Jha, sir, who is on important meeting with Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. P.S. Pandey, sir. So let me introduce our Vice Chancellor, sir. He was the man behind accreditation of all ICR university that was happened in 2021 and 22, and who is now our Honorable Vice Chancellor. So we all represent him and our university, which is an institute of national importance. And with this, I want to start my presentation without any further ado. So, ma'am, as we are also organizing one national conference from 27th to 29th, and I am also playing instrumental role in it. So for a few minutes, I may have to take and pick up call. So at the very outset, I want to apologize from the audience. I will be there, but 1 or 2 minutes as they are composing our abstract souvenir and all the books, so they may need me if needed. So I apologize at the very outset. So without further ado, I start my presentation. Yes. So many times means, madam, it's nice to hear that you also helps to be the alumni of RPC UPSA, which happens to be Institute of National Importance. So sometimes it happens that in Google Meet, when I put a slide in slide mode, it gets stuck. So I will put it in slide mode, and if it gets stuck, then I will go through thumbnail mode. Okay. So you can tell me that whether I am stuck or not. If I will get stuck, my slide gets stuck, please remind me. Then I will come out of the slide mode.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
So my presentation is on Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, current status and future prospect. And we know that Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, we also have seen that, and now is the Khet Bachao Abhiyan. So I have done the impact study of it. If time permits in future presentation, I will also demonstrate it through software, Stata software, because I am expert in impact assessment. How Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan transformed the income and all those aspects of a rural farmer. So we know that last year we had organized Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, and later campaign on balanced use of fertilizer. And read the chronology. Read the chronology. Last year, during May, it was Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan. This year, there was campaign on balanced use of fertilizer, and now we are celebrating and we are having Khet Bachao Abhiyan, means Save the Farm campaign. So all are inextricably linked. We can't read everything or all three aspects in isolation. So we know that Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, last year we have witnessed it, and India is agricultural diverse and agro-climatic zones and current fertilizer security. We know that this year we may have to spend more than double. Earlier we have been spending 1,80,000 lakh crore in fertilizer subsidy, but this year it may go just more than double, that is 3,67,000. So we can understand that how important it is that we have to think that our India should be self-subsistence and self-sustaining, because we can't see to others. Why I'm telling you this, in coming slide, it would be very evident. So we know that Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, last year 15 days, it started from 29th May of 12th June, because many people say that there are a lot of program and all that, but whether there is any impact out of it or not. So I have done the analysis of impact assessment. What are the lacunas? What were the gaps? I will share you everything. As it is a very burning topic, whole ICR University is celebrating all three events: Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, campaign on balanced use of fertilizer, and Khet Bachao Abhiyan. And Khet Bachao Abhiyan is popularly known as Save the Farm campaign. So we can see that our Director General is sitting on the dais, Jat sir, ML Jat sir, and our Honorable Agriculture Minister, AM, that is Shivraj Singh Chauhan sir. So they have launched this Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan. So what were the outcome out of it? So, madam, can you see the third slide? The slide title says Prime Minister Vision, Building a Viksit Bharat through Agrivision. I can see that it is moving. Yes. Slide is moving.
Yes, sir, it is pretty visible.
Okay. So it is good that slide is moving. I am in totally slide mode. So building a Viksit Bharat through agriculture. We know that recently what is happening, we can't tap our back. I have done one analysis. If you will Google me, you will see a lot of diversified research. And I am the expert of UNICEF. I am the expert of Reliance Foundation. I am the expert of ICAR, Government of Bihar, Government of India, and all. So having collaboration with all, we can't always step our back. Yes, it's true that I have done such analysis that, ma'am, shall I continue in English or shall I speak in Hindi also for Hindi audience? Or my language is okay to all of us?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I think it's good, sir. You can do accordingly because
Okay.
the participants are from across the India, from the south, from the north, from the everywhere. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So I will continue in English then, sir.
Okay, sir. No
Okay.
issue.
Okay. So I have done one analysis that how much grains are in our go down. How much grains are in our go down. So if you will stake one bag over another, means if you will pile one bag over another, all the jute bag that is in our FCI go down and all that go down, then we can go up to the moon and come down to the moon and still cover 1/3 of the journey. That much grain is still in our go down. So we are food sufficient, but whether we are nutrient sufficient, that is a big question mark, because in global hunger index, our rank is always behind, beyond 101 rank, 107th rank, and likewise. So Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan is one of the steps towards it. So it resolves to make Indian agriculture the mainstay of Viksit Bharat. We know that we want Viksit Bharat by 2047. How many years are remaining? Just 21 years. It is not a small time. It is more than a decade. But our efforts should be very speedy. Otherwise, we can't reach and achieve that target. The campaign aligned with Viksit Bharat, and today's Save the Farm campaign is also in line with that. And we have reached food grain sufficiency from 50 million tons to 350 million tons. That is 7 times we have achieved. And average growth rate of 8.1 million ton annually since 2021, double the post-green revolution rate. So we have witnessed green revolution. So as madam has also told that we have to make this session interactive. आप मुझे कभी भी बीच में टोक सकते हैं. You can interrupt me anywhere in between if you are not getting my point. And remind me when time is up, because I can see that it is 6:48. So up to when I have to deliver my lecture, please remind me so that I should be very precise on time, because I don't want to squeeze time of other experts, because I value their expertise and their input and lecture and all. So agriculture trinity, something is called agricultural trinity. What is agricultural trinity? In green revolution, there is something called agricultural trinity: seed, water, and fertilizer. With this component, we brought green revolution. Because at that time, Punjab had a dam. In whole Bihar and Uttar Pradesh and other states like Odisha, they didn't have dam. But Satluj Dam, Bhakra Nangal Dam was there in Punjab and Haryana. That's why they witnessed green revolution. But what happened due to green revolution, we all know that. So we know that Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan launched on 29th May to 12th June. And why it was launched? Because 109 climate resilient crop variety we had launched in August 2024. And it harnessed 3 broad things. That is technological awareness, why we want Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan. For example, 100 right climate resilient variety is grown. But after launching, 1 year we have spent. So August 2024 to June 2026, almost 2 years. But do you know that how many of the farmers are practicing and using that 109 climate resilient crop variety? We don't have that data. That's why we have to make awareness among the farmers. Technology awareness. 109 climate resilient variety, it is not a small figure. Scientists take years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years to build a single variety. So 109 is not a small figure. So technological awareness is one aspect why we launched Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan. Two-way learning. For example, madam who did anchoring, the organizer also wants that we must have a two-way interaction, because then only we can learn. How else we can learn if we don't have interaction and if we will not cross question each other? So two-way learning, farmer scientists, reciprocal exchange of knowledge. For example, I learned a lot from farmers also. And the third one was grassroots insights. So what is grassroots insight? That is documenting farmers' innovation and feedback. So at the end of the slide, I have documented a lot that is grassroots insight. I will also share with that. So these were the three pillars to launch the Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan. So now is the time to do the preliminary investigation of what was the impact, because every time we are launching some program, but what really it is giving some impact to the farmer's life or not, it is very imperative. Else our program will be meaningless. So framework is one nation, one agriculture, and one team. So it is based on the theory of convergence. Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan operates through convergence-based strategy led by ICR and Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So it started from the regional and national level. We know that who are monitoring at the national level: Prime Minister himself, under him Agriculture Minister, under him Director General of ICR, DG of ICR, the JAT sir, and team coordination, policy and monitoring of resource was there. And at district level, KVK led planning was there, multidisciplinary team was there. And last but not the least, village level, farmers interaction, focus group discussion, and tech dissemination, technology dissemination. So can anyone tell me that I also handle the Reliance Foundation project? We know that in India, if some company has maximum corporate social responsibility projects and fund, it is Reliance Foundation. That is 2,323 crore. And I am one of the experts of Reliance Foundation in Agri. So I went to Madhya Pradesh and I saw certain technology. Everyone was adopting it. What was that technology? Earlier it was being criticized when I was working at IIR. People were being hesitant to adopt such technology. So everyone was using such technology. Basically, let me tell you that first technology was zero tillage, happy seeder. Everyone was, because labor was less in sowing and planting and all that. So there was no labor. So everyone was opting line sowing, zero tillage machine, happy seeder. And second was sprinkler irrigation, in wheat, in mustard, in what? Gram, green gram, basically chana jisko aap log bolte hain. Right? Are you getting my point? Earlier, the technology whose adoption farmers didn't want to opt, but now 100% adoption. Similarly was the case of Punjab and Haryana. I did my PhD in Punjab and Haryana, and what I saw there, one technology everyone was appreciating. What was the technology? Anyone? Can you put message so that I can read? Anyone? Any wild guess? I can see a few messages. Let me participant. If you have any doubt at any point, you can raise your hand. Okay. So far, I can't see any reply, but no problem. So what was that technology? That technology was
So please see a student
laser-like development.
student are messaging in the chat box. You
Okay,
can check. Yeah.
let me check it. Let me check. It is laser land leveler. I have replied you. Let me check the answer. Seed replacement. Look, seed replacement, for example, maize, 100, almost 100% replacement is still in Bihar. Right. So seed replacement, farmers in Punjab and Haryana, they are also producing and using their indigenous seed, although seed replacement is there. But I am just talking about technology. The technology is laser land leveler. If you go to Punjab and Haryana, and any farmer who will criticize about laser land leveling, it is not possible. It is an iconic technology. Sir, kaun sa irrigation better hota hai? Drip या sprinkler? Look, it depends on situation. For example, in wheat, you can't do drip, right? So sprinkler is best there. Even in chana, green gram, moong, and chickpea, chana. So definitely sprinkler is better. But in quinoa orchard, like mandarin, you say, in Punjab and Haryana, definitely drip is better. So that technology was laser land leveler, right? So you write in Punjab and Haryana laser land leveler. In Madhya Pradesh, the technology was sprinkler irrigation as well as zero tillage or happy seeder or super seeder also. Super seeder was more adopted than happy seeder. Okay. So now let's come to that slide again. So at village level, multidisciplinary team was also there. I also went there for one district, Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, as well as Save the Farm campaign. I was the part of that team because I am the part of Directorate of Extension. Through Directorate of Extension only everything is transmitted. And I am also officer in charge ethics, so I am definitely keeping a close tab on this technology. So coming to the key achievement. So what were the key achievement? 9 chief ministers, 17 union ministers, 87 MPs, 187 MLAs attended over 400 events. How many events they had attended? 400 events they had attended. And how many participants were there? 23.8 lakhs. And the number of programs were around 7,000. So you can see this is a figurative milestone. But whether farmers got benefited, I will tell you. Women travel and aspirational districts were also there. So definitely there is a World Bank and IMF research. So earlier women participation in our workforce was 23%, but it is now around 35%. And if it will be 50%, means equal opportunity women will get, then our GDP will go high from 7 to 8%, and it will add $1 trillion additional dollar to our economy. Are you getting my point? So important, woman can't be escaped. She can't be ignored. So it is not a small amount, $1 trillion US they can add, and 1% increase in our GDP. It is not a small thing and a small amount. So, and there is another study that if we will give women equal opportunity, then they can add up to 90 lakh crores to our economy in 2026 end. So 39.7 lakh women participated nationwide, and Meghalaya had highest percentage, means out of every 100 or 3 participants, 2 were female farmers or women farmers. Arunachal followed it, Ladakh almost 50-50, Himachal almost 50-50. So out of 15,400 programs, 176 was in tribal districts, reaching 25 lakh farmers. And 112 aspirational districts we had also covered, in which around 20 lakh farmers we had covered. So top agricultural challenge identified were farm machinery and implementation. Under that, drudgery free or drudgery less farm equipment farmers were demanding. So what farmers were demanding, it is in front of you. Plant protection measures. For example, many times there is a spurious fertilizer and medicine that is not working on farmers. So they had been demanding that it is of high quality, and if it is controlled by the organic method like Nimastra, Brahmastra, Agniastra, then it is good because it is saving the money and it is using the local indigenous thing. Then fertilizer and nutrient management. Many people doesn't know that what percentage of fertilizer is really used by plants. For example, if we are using 100 kg of urea, nitrogen is just 46%. And the efficiency to use that nitrogen by the plant is around 20 to 22%. So horticulture including vegetables. So crop diversification, if you will see Punjab and Haryana, they are leaving even cotton. They are leaving even cotton because there is a lot of disease and that's why they are going to the rice wheat crop cycle. And that is not recommended because that is breaking the crop diversification and all. And then seed improved variety, seed and improved variety. The improved variety is very essential because do you know that which variety of wheat is widely used throughout India? The most popular variety of wheat. It is in my thesis and the variety was launched in 2011 and still it is most popular. That's why I used to say that if you have a better technology, you don't have to disseminate much. Farmers will use it. Blindly they will use it. Which wheat variety? Let me see it. What? You are writing the scientific name of wheat, Triticum aestivum. It is not the wheat variety. Okay. Use of AI, Dr. D.K. Yadav, it was not. So let's move to my presentation again. Okay. I saw your messages and it is not clear and it is not up to the mark. So that wheat variety is HD2967 and another wheat variety is HD3086. So 2967 still we are using, most popular in Bihar. I did research in Punjab and Haryana, it was popular in Punjab and Haryana, and is popular in Bihar also. In water management is also very important because we have also already talked about drip and sprinkler irrigation, and we are now facing the El Nino effect, Godzilla El Nino effect, and in which water problem will be there. And definitely at that time, we have to opt that technology which is more scientifically proven and requiring less water, and soil health management. I have done research on climate resilient agriculture also, and I have a data. And we have tested the organic carbon of climate resilient agriculture field and non-climate resilient agriculture field. And if you will differentiate, the organic carbon in climate resilient organic field is around 0.67, 0.68. But in non-climate resilient agriculture crop or field, it is 0.312. So almost half. So there is definitely an impact. I know that every program has certain challenges, certain lacunas. People are there to criticize it, but definitely something is better than nothing. And effort is there. For example, I want to ask you, is everything perfect in your home? No. Because you have additional work to do. For example, sometimes there is office challenges, additional work, and from that your homework or home assignment is sometimes not up to the mark. Likewise, it happens in the project also. We try our best, but end user, sometimes we are not giving them our 100% of the effort. So how many focus group discussion we had conducted? 11,477 with 1.6 lakh farmers. Because to churn something new, Manthan, we used to say, we need to do the focus group discussion. And 20 key problems were categorized on a 10-point severity scale. So what were the key findings? So severity was 7.09, climate change and water management. ANOVA is there was a significant statistical difference between top 10 identified problem. We know that for statistical analysis, what test we used to do? Do you know? For more than two variables or two means, set of means, which test we usually do if we want to categorize 10 different constraints? The test name is ANOVA. But what ANOVA will just give you significance. But how to know that 1 and 2 is different and 2 and 3 is not different? For that, what test we used to do? Post hoc test. And there is a lot of paper by me on post hoc test, Tucky HSD test, LSD test, least significant difference test, Duncan test, and all. So research priorities. So what were the researchable issues? If you are a MSc and PhD student, and if you want to write your thesis, and if you are not getting your researchable issues and topic, here is something for you. So in crop production, you can do research on climate resilient varieties and decentralized seed system, that they are getting quality seed or not, seed replacement is there or not, and low cost machinery for smallholder is there or not. Low cost machinery is also very important. Animal husbandry, because there is a lot of disease in animals these days. Fodder security is also a big question mark. You will see a lot of fodder trucks. If you are a driver, if you are a car driver, and if you drive in a highway or in a state highway, you will see a lot of fodder truck these days transporting overloaded. And it can easily be identified and pointed out, okay, fodder truck is going on. You might have seen. If you have not seen, please observe if you are going through highway or state highway. And breeding specific protocol, AI, artificial insemination. AI for now, AI is artificial insemination. So artificial insemination accuracy is high. For example, 40%, it is good. And then diversification. Crop diversification is important, because if one crop is lost, you have still another crop to look after. And the rural enterprise is also very important. So researchable issue, we have identified over 500 researchable issues across all the 4 clusters. North, east, south of India, and extension gap, key knowledge and skill gap was also identified. That was awareness and improved climate resilient varieties. So awareness is very important. For example, if you will ask any farmer in your area that name any climate resilient variety, they will not be able to tell, because they are growing only those varieties that they know and have heard. So integrated pest and weed management is another aspect. Soil test-based fertilizer application, that is also, that's why Government of India launched the soil health card. The stem hiring center. Through FPO, you can achieve this target. If you will see the land holding in Bihar, it is less than 1 acre these days, 0.33. I don't know much about your state, but if you will see the trend, one thing I am confirmed, that it is in decreasing trend. No state in India can claim that land holding, per capita land holding of farmer is increasing. It is in decreasing trend. And with this, the application of machinery is going tough. So in that case, FPO and collective farming and cluster-based farming will come handy. And climate literacy, we are talking about digital literacy, but now we should and we must talk about climate literacy. And that's why we did certain intervention in our Institute of National Importance, that is RPCU PUSA. And timely agro advisories also is important. So Farmers-led innovation and policies issues, 300 plus innovation is documented, and grassroots jugaad solution in climate resilience. So grassroots jugaad. I had witnessed one tree in Madhya Pradesh. I have written the name also. So if that tree is grown, if the wind will pass through that tree, the smell will keep away the insect up to 30 meters. So that that is known as Desi Jugaad. If you have seen the movie Iron Man, in that movie also when he was uh, kidnapped and put in Afghanistan in one of the old workshop, he built his own machine. That is called Desi Jugaad. So that is also very important for us and many suitable for validation and upskilling through NARS institutions. Okay. So policy level concern is key gap include seed quality regulations, agrochemical pricings, and Prime Minister Fasal Bima Yojana reform. Custom hiring center. So custom hiring center is very important for us. And inclusion of tenant farmers in government schemes. So what are the tenant farmers? Those who doesn't own the land, but they are the real cultivator, main cultivator. अधियादार जिसको बोलते हैं, means sharecropper. In English we call it sharecropper. So state specific priorities are also there. Researchable issues were made by state by of art, state by state, and from flood resilient rice in Assam to drought tolerant in Rayalaseema Hills, that is in South India, enabling localized demand-driven research agendas. So the pathway to Lab and Land, we know that the Lab to Land program was launched in 1979. But what are the pathway? Why it is still important? So within Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, biggest takeaways were stronger center-state coordination. So without coordination, you can't realize anything. For example, this event. This event is also coordinated and organized with coordinated effort. For example, I am sitting at a distant place at the birthplace of agriculture, that is Pusa, RPCU Pusa. Madam is sitting, I don't know where she is sitting, maybe in Delhi. And all the participants, they are across India. So we are in coordination throughout the India, and all of you are listening very patiently and nicely, and there is uninterrupted flow. Oh, presentation. So likewise, to achieve lab to land is also very important. Let us continue to move forward. That is the statement of Shivraj Singh Chauhan to resolve to ensure prosperity for every farmer, growth for Indian agriculture. So strengthen KVKs as the critical bridge between research and farmer is also there. We have to strengthen the KVK. Right now, how many KVKs are there in India? 731. It was decided that in every KVK there would be at least 2 KVKs, every district 2 KVK. But that dream is still not realized because KVK's outreach is up to 10 kilometers usually. And district length is usually up to 70 kilometers. So, so long distance farmers is very less likely to visit KVKs. Scale innovation and during recent Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan, we had documented 300 plus farmer-led solutions or innovations. And sustain momentum. Because momentum is very important. Momentum is very important. And I want to share one story to break the monotony. I have already taken half an hour class almost. So to break a monotony, I want to tell you a story about momentum. Madam, up to when I have to take the class? Can you tell me?
Sir, you can conclude the session at 7:30 because our other speaker is also there. And
Okay,
I
no
think
problem.
you have already one classes is already assigned for you, especially for you. in the next day, on another day in the schedule. Okay, sir. You
No problem.
conclude it in, sir, you have
On
15
that day, I
minutes.
will take a lecture, another lecture. Let me
Okay, sir.
call a person only 1 minute for a while. Hello. Hello. हेलो भैया हमको 15 मिनट से दीजिए, एक लेक्चर ले रहे हैं, 7:30 में हम कॉल करते हैं। ठीक है, ठीक है, 7:30 ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ओके। So I have 15 minutes. So look, agriculture is just not about lecturing. So as momentum word has come to achieve any target, momentum, yes, momentum is force into acceleration. You are very much right. You are a very good physicist. In physics, it is right. But in real life, there is some classical example of momentum. I want to tell you the story of Donald Trump, who is right now the president of the United States, and he used to tell, if you will see in YouTube, momentum story is there. So in agriculture, in your effort also, I know that many of you are from BSc, MSc, and PhD student. So this story is very important to you, because what we have achieved is due to momentum. So he used to share a story, and it is not a story; it is a real time and real life story, anecdote and incident. So there was in 1950s, 60s, there was a builder called Levitt Foundation. So Levitt was building big skyscrapers in United States of America. Levitt's building, Trump Tower, likewise. So Trump was, and his father was the beginner at that time. So Levitt was leading, but he earned a lot of money. And after that, some company came to him and asked him that you have doing well, but I want to purchase your company. He also said that, okay, no problem. Let's enjoy the life. We have earned a lot. So he purchased one yard and one big Titanic-like ship and one complete island, and he enjoyed with all the luxury there. But what happens? Levitt company came down without him. So people consulted him again that please come and save the company. Please come and save the company. So can you guess what happened to that company when he came there to rescue it and become the messiah of that company again, or the savior of that company again? Kya hua hoga us company ka? Do you know it? Anyone? You got my story or not? Okay, I will tell you in Hindi also. Someone wrote a company performed well again. No, it was not the case. Company didn't perform well. Company went down again. Why? Because Levitt lost his momentum. He took a break of 10 years. In that, a lot of transformation happened. He was not in touch with the present scenario. Likewise, if you are not a farmer, if you are not a scientist, if you lose your momentum, you can't tell innovations, updated information to the farmers. And what will happen next? You will face issues and challenges. So likewise, if you are a student, you don't have to lose your momentum. You have to work very hard. You have to apply your force and acceleration as denoted by Ritika Khasa, Khasa, Khasa. Okay, so don't forget that story. So Komal is writing, momentum is mass into velocity. Okay. So she is right, basically. Momentum is mass and velocity. Let me check it. So definitely momentum is mass into velocity. So please, those who has written it wrongly, please correct it. Okay, so definitely Komal Bhargavi is correct. So Ritika, please correct yourself. So definitely, what I mean to say that we can't reduce your velocity. You can't reduce your velocity. You have to work 24/7 to achieve your target. So let's move to the slide again. Okay, so regarding that lab to land program and stronger center state coordination, because what are line department? In interview, people often ask what is line department. State agriculture department, agriculture coordinators, district agriculture officers, district horticulture officers, they are called the line department. They coordinate the things, and the campaign has laid a strong foundation for demand driven research. And strength KVK, scale innovation and sustain momentum. As I told you, we have to sustain the momentum. Agroclimatic zone and agroecological zone, we know that India has 15 agroclimatic zones. According to that, we had diversified our plan. So fertilizer needs vary by zone. We know that fertilizer in some zone potassium need is there, in some zone phosphorus need is there, and that risk differs very sharply. And I have only 8 or 9 minutes. So agroclimatic zone of India, we know that there are 15 agroclimatic zones. You can see that Bihar comes under zone 4 and Delhi region comes under zone 5. And this is the agroecological zone. And how many agroecological zone is there? 20 agroecological zone. So don't confuse between agroclimatic zone and agroecological zone. And what was the responsive extension there in Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan? Nationwide reach, lab to land approach, resilient and future ready. Because we have to be future ready, because you might be knowing that dragon fruit, earlier cultivation was very less. But I visited Maharashtra, I visited Madhya Pradesh. Lot of people are now opting dragon fruit because farmers are becoming rich by growing it. Even in Bihar, people are growing it. But there are two methodologies to grow it. One is ring method, pillar and ring method. Another is relay method, continuous, and the continuous production is 1.5 times more than the pillar method. So technology, have you heard the word technologia? As in the mean, the word has originated from the Greek word technologia, and we now use the word technology. Every one word has certain origin. Technologia is the root word. So likewise, technology is very important. It can transform your life. For example, I told you about the super seeder. Its value is very important. Why fertilizer focused campaign are urgent now? We know that India had a subsidy of 2.25 trillion rupees. In 1 trillion, there are 12 zeros. Okay, so let's see what is the dependency of India. That urea via direct import, we are importing 13% of the urea. 87% we are producing, and 13% we are importing. Means we are not self-sufficient in urea production. Imported natural gas, 80% we are importing. That's why 45 days gas cylinder we are using. You have a money, I have a purchasing power. I can pay 1.5 times to 2.2 times more for the gas cylinder. But what is happening? I am not able to purchase it. I may have to purchase in black if I really want it. So in future also, you can want to purchase the fertilizer, but you may not get it in market because we are dependent on other country for this. Phosphatic raw material, 90% we have to import. And regarding potassium, we can't produce even a gram of potassium fertilizer. 100% from outside. 100% from outside. So are you getting my point? That's why organic farming, natural farming route we are trying to suggest. So latest fertilizer situation, you can see that urea import rose by 83% and the DAP import by 40%. So that is a huge challenge. Government response and emerging alternative. So nano urea, people have criticized it, but nano DAP, it is being used by other country also. There is a MOU with IFCO, so nano DAP, people are appreciating it now. You can Google it, that regarding nano DAP. So I told you now that certain technology, when you are releasing something, it may have certain lacunas or flaws or problem, but when we are doing rigorous research, result comes out. And that's why nano DAP is one of the milestone, as other countries are also using it, and you can also use it. This is a location specific campaigns would look like. Irrigation, grain belt, how to grain belt, in grain belt, what is grain belt? Wheat and rice. So how to irrigate there? Rain belt, dry zone, we can see that millet are recommended there, chickpea are recommended there, medicinal plant are recommended, eastern and coastal zone, where cyclone comes. So we have to prepare for flood risk nutrient scheduling. Future direction for Viksit Krishi Sankalp Abhiyan in India is dynamic Midwest theme. We want integrated planning framework and resilient is strategically secure agriculture. Resilient, what is resilience? Recently, I have published paper on climate smart agriculture in Scoopus journal, and India's oldest extension journal, that is Indian Journal of Indian Journal of Extension Education, published by IARI. You can go and see, today only it was published. So I have developed 8 dimensions, 47 indicators to measure climate smart agriculture. And it is being appreciated because for the first time we did it. We reviewed all the existing tools and have come to this conclusion. Are you getting my point? And one more thing, at the grassroots level, what we saw, open tip rot in yellow maize is typically caused by, in yellow maize, there are 2 types of maize. I am from Bihar, I am from Purnia, and if you will see the production of Purnia and Araria, its productivity is as high as California, USA. 95 or 100 quintal per hectare. 100 quintal per hectare. That is our target. And that's why in Bihar it is being popularly said, Makka to Pakka. If you want to build your house, you have to go through maize cultivation. You have to do maize cultivation. But can you see that open tip rot is there in yellow maize? No big company are able to solve this problem. No big company. Even Syngenta, Bayers, Monsanto, Mahiko, there is problem. And from that, 10 to 15% of the maize is destroyed. So if anyone can solve open tip rot disease in yellow maize, they will become millionaire. Any breeder, they will become millionaire, like Honey Singh song. Are you getting my point? So still problems are there to address. For example, sesame. When you will fungal disease is destroying sesame orchard, so you will not see sesame orchard in Bihar or any other state because of that fungal disease. So problems are still there, but we are not able to solve it. So with this, I want to conclude my presentation. 1 minute is there because I don't want to take the time or squeeze the time of other experts because I honor them. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. I can read that technology. People are laughing. Yes, my aim was that you should know the real thing. If you will Google the word technology, you will be happy to see that it is a root word. And what people are saying is correct. Like extension, extensor is a root word, Latin word. Because क्या रीजन है पोटास का 100%? हमारे पास रो मटेरियल नहीं है रितिका. We don't have raw material to produce potash. Likewise, we don't have much uranium. We have to import uranium from other country. But we have a lot of thorium. हमारे पास mineral होगा तब ना produce करेंगे. Sir, you are the best lecturer of this internship, but due to lack of time, we have to make faster. Gaurav Gupta, no problem. Gaurav Gupta, I love today's class. It was much interesting class. So interactive session taken by you, sir. Definitely kindly share your PPT. I will definitely share my PPT. So with this organizer, thank you. I can see that good comments are pouring, and definitely I will come again if time permits. Anything else? Anyone? Organizer, can I sign off?
Thank you very much, sir, for
Yes,
your
sir.
enlightening and inspiring
Sorry.
address.
Sorry, Sally. Dr. Sudanand, sir, kindly take one question in the chat box. And
Mhm.
after that, Sally, you conclude the session of Dr. Sudanand, okay?
What is the question? Okay. What are government innovatives for reducing the import of fertilizer from other country? Yes, very good, Mohit Kumar. You have asked a wonderful question. So, have you heard about vermicomposting? You may have. Why people have heard? Everyone have heard vermicompost. Ask any farmer. Definitely, that technology has some values because it increased the organic carbon in the soil. It increased the water holding capacity. That's why everyone has heard. Likewise, the biogas slurry. I have visited. I will in next slide. If in future, if I will come, I will show you. If you will Google, there is a plastic bag like or rubber bag like a structure of biogas plant. It is costing only 15 to 20,000 to the farmers, and farmers are generating biogas through that model. And the slurry is much nutritious and more nutrient than the vermicompost. So farmers are very happy. Earlier, we visited one of our village in Vaishali district. I will give you the geolocation. You can go and visit there in Vaishali district. Aga Khan Foundation is working with us. So earlier, before that war of Hormuz Street, only 2 takers was there of that biogas plant. Now 200 plus application we have got. Every farmer is demanding. Why? 12 member can get that biogas and gas cylinder out of it for 24/7. And the flame, if you will see the flame of that biogas, much higher, much intensity, of much intensity. And the slurry that is coming, its nutritious value is much higher than the vermicompost. So it is a win-win situation. So these initiative government is taking to reduce the fertilizer burden and import burden to India. So this is very innovative steps. I will share the photographs in the group and to the organizer. You will be happy to see such biogas plant. And it is portable also, one place to another place also. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. I hope people are convinced.
Thank you very much, sir, for your enlightening and inspiring address. Your valuable insights on two-way learning, grassroots insight, researchable issues, and extension gaps have inspired us and enhanced our understanding of sustainable agricultural development and has added immense value to the International Krishi Manthan 2026. Thank you once again, sir, for your valuable insights and inspiring interaction. We now move towards our second technical session of this evening. So it is my privilege to introduce our next distinguished speaker, Dr. Deepak Kumar Sarolia, Principal Scientist Horticulture, ICAR Central Institute for Arid Horticulture, Bikaner, Rajasthan. A gold medalist in horticulture and an eminent scientist, Dr. Sarolia has made significant contribution in teaching, research, extension education and nursery management, quality planting material production and arid horticulture technologies. He has authored numerous research papers, books, book chapter, training manuals and extension publications. benefiting researchers, students, and farming communities across the India. His work has been recognized through several prestigious awards and leadership positions in agriculture research and development. Sir, we are delighted to welcome you to the International Krishi Manthan 2026. The platform is all yours now.
So it's a visible, ma'am. It's audible and visible.
Yes, sir.
Slides are visible.
Yes, sir. Slides are visible, but nothing is visible in that slide now. Yes, sir. Your slides are visible now.
I think two windows opening now. Now slides are visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Now it's movable also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So good evening. So in this concern, thanks for a nice introduction. I am presenting a novel approach for production system and canopy management, particularly in the arid fruit crops, because my institute is dealing with arid horticulture, so that's why I'm very much focusing on these aspects. So first of all, what is the meaning of arid context in the arid zone characteristics with respect to their climate, with respect to their soil, with respect to their water? These three factors are very important for the normal growth of the plant. So in case of the climate, the arid context is a high aridity index is there. Second, high wind velocity is there. Intense radiation is abundantly present. Extreme of the temperature is there. So such a circumstances is not a good or conducive for the growth of the plant. Second condition with regards to the soil, low fertility status, it's a high pH content and subjected to erosion of the soil because the soil is totally sandy soil is there. So that condition again is unfavorable for the growth of the perennial component of the plant. Third condition, that is water, low and erratic precipitation or rainfall 100 to 400 mm per year. Underground water is also very saline. So these all conditions, either water, soil, and climate, not so good also for the growth of the plant in arid context. So it's a very difficult to grow plant, particularly the perennial component in the arid context. Even though some arid fruits, they are commercially grown in that particular region in arid context, the most important, the king of arid fruit, that is the bear. Some other fruits like the pomegranate, date palm, beel, lasoda, khejdi, jamun, fig, and some canal belt is there. In particularly in arid region where the abundant good quality water in the Indira Gandhi canal project, after coming of that project, the citrus is very well growing in this area. Apart from the commercial crops, some untapped arid fruit is also there. Some pilu, also known as Salvadora oleoides. Salvadora is one miswak tree, also known as Gundi. It is one member of this Lasoda family. Cordia dichotoma. This is a Gravia. It's a falsa family. Care, Jharba is a family of bear, again a species of the bear. Bordi is the species of bear. And Karonda, falsa mulberry. These are the untapped crops. They are also coming very fast in arid context. Apart from these native crops, some other exotic species we can be grown in arid region like argan, olive, one of the most important and important crop of the arid region. Now we're coming very fast. Marula nut, jojoba, cactus pear, and dragon fruits. And these the crops very well we can be known for the arid region. So what is income-oriented horticulture technology for arid context? The list is very much concerned 1 to 10. This list, why the horticulture technology in the arid context is very less. Like introduction to high-value crops like date palm, propagation, rootstock sign combination is there. It's required. Orchard establishment. So these are the very big list for orientation of the horticulture technology for the arid region. So where I am taking only one canopy management aspect. Canopy is nothing, this a plant not grow in forest area, but it very well grown commercially in the orchard area. Every plant is required the sun, abundant sun. So that's the concept behind the canopy. So that is by this way we can move up further. The basic principle of the canopy management is this dealing management about the development and maintenance structure in relation to the size, shape, orientation of the branches. All these three component is very much essential for the basics of the canopy. And by that way, developing a strong framework. Their main objective of basic principle is a strong framework making in the perennial component, better utilization of the natural resources like a sun or avoidance of the microclimate build-up for congenial for disease and pests, optimize the productivity, quality of fruits, and prone to the mechanization. These 5 important principles were taken care or taken into your mind at the time of the canopy management of any crop. And these are the objectivity of the canopy management. But first objective is far most important, to get the optimum yield and the good quality of the produce. Maintenance of the good balance between the root and shoot ratio. Formation of the strong crotch. Crotch angle means the angle between the 2 branches. That's a very important. If narrow crotch angle between the branches, it's a more force will be occur and it's maybe split of the branches may occur. To remove the unwanted and overcrowd dead and disease part, to regulate the tree architecture, to form desirable shape for higher density, to facilitate the management practices like spraying, harvesting, all management we can be doing better in all manageable crop or manageable orchard. So these are the objective of the canopy management. So one Heckel proposed a thing, if a plant naturally grow, it means the 100 to 60 to 100% full sunlight covers by their upper canopy. But and the second canopy, the light penetration only 30%, and in the lower side only 0 to 30% light will enter in the lower layer of the plant. So that condition means our aim to maximum sunlight availability in the different part of the plant. So our aim 30% full sunlight should be reached at the lower level, last layer, and about 60% in the middle layer, and about the 30 or 40% in the upper layer. So that is the basis of their canopy management aspect. So this is very, very important. And after that, what is the tool for management of the canopy architecture? First tool is the training. By the training means it is the starting age of the plant in the age of 1 or 2 years, how we can manage or give the strong framework, that is known as training. Pruning means in afterward, after making the plant in the strong framework, cutting judiciously removal of the plant parts, that is known as comes under the pruning. Third condition, moisture stress. It is already in the arid region, but in the different part of the in India, we can be manage the plant vigorousness through the stress management. Agrochemicals, use of the some plant growth regulators, some nutritional management, the growth of the plant we can be manipulate. Use of the root stock and sign in most of the orchards or in the fruit plants or perennial components, the grafted plant is there. So in that case, the root stock plays a very important role for the size of the plant in the totality. So these are the aspect of the training. Training is a very important aspect. Is a training system of the training is there. Central leader system, open center, and third is the modified central leader system. In most of the fruit plants, modified central leader system is a very important and mostly followed by the scientific orchard management and or other progressive farmers. Because of some advantageous features, these are the picture. Is in that modified central leader system, a sufficient height of the plant is there, and crotch angle we can be managed about 70 to 80 degree crotch angle, and overall balanced plant we can be formed through this modified central leader system. These other, apart from these, some other training system is also persists in the India or abroad, with the specifically for most of the different kind of the fruit crops. In Tatura trellis is one of the area in the Australia known as Tatura, that a trellis system released from there. Cordon system, Y-shape, H-failure, telephone. These are the training system by which we can be modified or trained the plant accordingly for their aim to maximum accommodation of the plant in the particular given space of the plant. So our aim is enhance the productivity by the training system. So in arid context, the bear is one of the important fruit crops. It's poor man's apple or king of the arid fruit. So many proverbs for this particular crop. So we can be trained if there is a land is a limiting factor in some of the areas where we can be grow beer through by the different training system, just like a grape. So in the system Y-shape, S-pillar system, just we can be trained and get or maximize the yield or 2 times or 3 times easily from the given piece of the land. So these are the system in particularly beer. Our center is working a very good model for that. Next come the second approach or second aspect of the canopy management, that is the pruning. Pruning is considered as the effective tool. It's the aim of the pruning mostly make the plant in functional for making the desirable branches, how much the bearing time, all these things are managed through the pruning. In pruning, there's only 2 approaches is there: thinning out and heading back. Thinning out means just to remove the plant from its origin. The pictorial way also showing that. But in heading back, the particular branch cut in the particular proportion. So that is known as the heading back. So both the approach on the base of the nature of the plant or crop, we can be managed through pruning. Some other crop specifically pruning approach we can be follow, like pinching, particularly chrysanthemum, some annual we grow for such kind of pruning. Girdling is particularly just removal of the bark in the ring form, particularly in the lychee and some other fig and all, for making just for getting the good quality of the fruits or better weight of the grade of the fruits. Girdling is approaching. Ringing, same, and notching and nickling. These all are the aspect of the pruning is very important for the in different kind of the fruit crops for the getting a good grade of the fruit. Next important, the tree physiology changed by the pruning. Pruning just to foliar area, photosynthesis and respiration, that all things, all metabolism of the plant increase. Dry matter distribution morely utilizes the assimilation, so new shoot, but suppress the flower bud formation. So that's the, if heavy pruning is there, so flower bud differentiation will be a little bit hampered. In hormonal pattern, increase the activity of cytokinin. When we cut the any particular plant part, and cytokinin activity will be enhanced 90%, auxin activity 60%, and gibberellic activity 190% enhanced at the cut part. So that's the pruning effect on the physiology of the plant. Tree health, fruiting potential, regularity of the cropping, and the fruit quality. These things are directly related or focusing with the pruning. So now moisture stress, it is also the metabolites is particularly water is very important, very crucial. So by the irrigation during the critical stage of the plant, there is very important moisture stress give the negative impact. Otherwise, by the moisture intermittent irrigation, it's a better technique by which we can be regulate the crop. Some agrochemicals, a very good example of the peclobetrozole, PP333 or culture in mango particularly, and some other temperate fruit crops for regulating crop, just to check the alternate bearing in Alfonso. In prohexamide calcium, experimentally known as BAS 125W, commercially known as Apache, mostly using for the promising chemical for the apple particularly in regular bearing of the plant. Some other nutrition management, nutritionally, because every fruit plants or plant they are having require the same ratio is play the very important role. 3:2. 3 means 3 carbohydrate and 2 is the nitrogen is the optimum ratio. So by if we apply more nitrogen, it means less protein will be there. So by that way we can be manipulate accordingly. Some another approach, the use of the dwarfing root stock. This is very important in dwarfing root stock because is the stonic effect. Root stock affect the sign, quality and quantity, is a vigorousness and all other things. One of the example in particularly in the bear, when we use the root stock as a nummularия that is known as bear, the bottleneck disorder will be occurred, and that bottleneck disorder occurred and that reduce the plant size drastically, then we can be promoted through this mechanism by high density planting of the bear easily. So these are the bear generally modified central system we are using. With the root stock is a rotundifolia. This is the natural approach, but when we go for the nummularия, again is a bottleneck will be there. So these are some Gill and Ball 2008. They give a wonderful study about the severity and time of the pruning in case of the Bayer cultivar Gola. The pruning severity in the retention of the bud at the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or 12. The maximum fruit yield is recorded with the 6 bud level pruning, with the yield maximized with the 9 May time pruning, the 145 or 146 in the 28 May. After the June cutting, it is drastically reduced the yield. So that's why the pruning time as well as the level both are very important for the commercial optimization of the yield. So in case of bear, these are the training system. Already I am told about the YCF SPLR system training. So by that way, this Gola, apple bear and Goma Keti, one study is started in ICAR-IISS Bikaner, and by apple bear easily we can be maximize per plant 30 or 40 kg yield we can be get in the 3 years of old plant through this training approaches. So by the wonderful crop in the Gola bear and Thai bear can be obtained by this pruning or training approach particularly. Second approach by the training system, because the bear is the thorny plant. So in the thorny plant, when we go for the training system, easy to harvest. So there is maximize harvesting or optimize harvesting quality fruits by using the training is very, very essential. Next very important crop for the arid context, that is the Aula. It's again in modified central systems that play the very important role with the main stem height for the 0.75 to 1 meter above the ground. Then 4 or 6 branches, the approach angle is there. So by that way we can be manage the crop. in training system in case of the Aula. So this one uh, study from the its center particularly with the Singh and Saroj reported that the double hedgerow system by planting of the plant in the double hedgerow manner. Then Goma Ishwara is one of the important varieties. The selection from NA7 they give traditionally 15 to 20% higher yield we can be get from that orchard itself. Again, in the important crop that is the jamun, that is a Syzygium communae, that is important or young plant. We can be good frame through this modified central leader system. The open center, there is a modified central leader system, and modified central leader. The all system, modified central leader system is giving the good approach and good. So these pruning, but mostly we are saying that jamun is not required the pruning, but 25% pruning of the current season growth. It's give the pruning of the 25% hedging and topping intensity. Its annual extension give the regular crop and good quality of the jamun fruits. So this pruning should be approached in the September to October after the rainy season. It's a very essential for in case of the jamun. So now the effect of pruning on the fruit quality attributes of the jamun. So in the 50% and 25%. So on that basis, the 50% is very much on the fruit weight to vitamin C content. Nutrient content or quality of the fruit is also enhanced by the pruning intensity and timing. So now let's next crop, that is the bean. There's a light pruning at 25 to 50% annual extension at harvesting, but before flowering may be done to improve the regulator tree size shape. So that way we can be make the good productive orchard by annual pruning or regular pruning of the bean. So these are the, just to suppose in the system of the bean, training pruning is a dwarfing varieties of Goma Yeshi. So the height, if with the bean height in the 10 or 12 meters sometimes, so in the 3 or 4 feet, 5 feet or 10 feet, then easily we can be harvest the all fruits in the well in time. Some other system like as filler system, we can be trained plant and get good quality of the crop. So that is the approaches by which we can be train the crop and get to maximize the productivity of the. Now let us move to another crop. It is the only crops earlier they are mostly trained through the multi-stem training. Most of the crops in horticulture side, the perennial component mostly trained the single stem, but this is the only crop mostly earlier they are trained in the multi-stem way. But here the by high density planting, when we go for high density planting in particular crop in pomegranate, we can be required a single stem pruning. So through this single stem pruning, we can be get the good quality of the or good size of the, because it is a matter of the grading. If the high grade or A grade fruits maximize by this approach, it's required the pruning particularly. So to the effect of the pruning in the plant trained or the multi-stem trained, pruned in the 40 to 60 kg or unpruned, only 25 kg fruits we can be harvest. But the grading is very important. Grade C, mostly unpruned fruits plant only get poor quality or grade fruits, only C category. C category means just to 80 or 100, below 100 gram of the fruit weight. But when we got 150 or 250 gram, then A grade or B grade, then this pruning is a very essential in particularly pomegranate. So these are the wonderful multi-stem training and many stem, single stem and multi-stem both the way. Now high density planting essentially or mostly requires single stem pruning, the single stem training particularly in case of the pomegranate. Now let us move. The fig crop is a very important, very commercial crop of the arid region. The three important general methods for pruning in fig tree: bush system, single stem, and semi-renewal system. In bush system, it is in which the young trees are cut back to the ground, but in the single stem where only the main stem is allowed. But in the semi-renewal system, it's practically all later stage the growth. So in according to region, we can be manipulate over the approaches of the training. In arid region, multi-stem training is a very essential in case of the fig. But when we go for arid or semi-arid or some humid region, single stem training is the essential in case of the figs. So that is the way, because here is the time of fruiting. Particularly peak time of fruiting is the April, May. At the time of hot winds, that is known as Lu, it is hampering the quality of the produce. So that's why multi-stem training give the good shade or good canopy. So by that way, give the good harvest quality without splitting of the fruits. So that's the way in next. Now move the khirni is an important crop. It is generally we are using khirni as a root stock for the sapota, but it is itself is a give the good nutritive fruit is also. So that can be trained through the single stem and give the wonderful and good remunerative crop for the arid and semi-arid part of the country. Tamarind. Now tamarind we can be modified central leader system generally 1 month after harvest and to maintain remove the crisscross and all disease branches, and 1 meter up to the 3 or 2 feet height there is no branches, and then allow. So like that we modify central leader system in the tamarind give the good shape of the plant. Now karunda is provide a desirable shape. It's a basically karunda is the bush, but when we trained through as a orcharding form, it's give the crop itself also. Mostly is using as the biofence crop. It's using the fencing purposes, but it's a high iron rich. And now some farmers come forwards for the growing of the karunda as a commercial orchard. So that way it's required a training, particularly just like a orchard. Next crop is the falsa. Falsa is September and January. This pruning is very important. So by the January and this September and January pruning, it's in arid, in particularly some semi-arid region, it's give double crop also. So that is the crop where we can be get mostly the filler crop, particularly in the orchard, where we get by this approach of pruning, the double crop we can be harvest from the falsa. So these are the studies require the number of canes, effect of the pruning. So there's a fruit size and bush yield, both the enhanced through the pruning approaches. So in the conclusive way, the canopy management in the arid crop is definitely helping the optimizing the yield. In particularly, but in high density, it's an essential component of the canopy management is a very much for the commercial exploitation of the orchard. So need to intensify work of the root stock, new training system, compact sign. These are the very, very essential for commercial orcharding of the different horticulture crops. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an enriching and informative lecture. Your valuable insights and scientific perspective about canopy management, moisture stress management, and have greatly enhanced our understanding of sustainable horticultural development and innovations for arid regions. We shall now move on to the interactive sessions. Participants are requested to post their questions in the chat box along with their name and institutions.
In the chat box, Ritika Khasha, the thinning and there's a pruning aspect. There's a two aspect of the pruning. Particularly, I'm the thinning out and heading back. So heading back and thinning out, we can simply in thinning out means removal of the any plant portion of the plant from its origin point. It means if a plant having the 4 branches, then after the thinning, it's removed 1 or 2 just to retain. So that is known as thinning. But in case of the heading back, every branch is required cut in the particular proportion, like a 25% cut to 30%